Peace and power, y'all. This is your brother Baba Amin Ojuwoke of the Uhuru Academy, and this is the morning build. I pray everybody's having a blacktastic morning. Let me go ahead and allow some folks to come on in here. Let me spread the good word. Y'all can spread the good word with me. You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, check out below what's scrolling. Become a Uhuru Academy monthly patron. All right. Give a monthly donation to the Uhuru Academy. It helps us provide scholarships, helps us pay our teachers, helps us expand our reach, expand our platform. Everything that you give, we reinvest in the school. And just let some folks know that I'm in here. I don't know if they want to know that I'm in here. I'm gonna let them know anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just call me Baba Spam Mean this morning. You know what I'm saying? Baba Spam Mean, because I'm spamming this morning. Hit me up in the comments. How you doing, Miss Lamb? Good morning. Peace and power to you. You know what I'm saying? Peace and power to you this morning on this powerful Monday. Want to wish my youngest son, Uhuru, a happy Earth Strong, turning 11 today. You know what I'm saying? He think he grown. He think he grown. You know, he actually taught Black history this morning at UASC International and did a great job, kicking off his birthday. You know what I'm saying? And oh, you'll become a member, you'll become a Patreon member. Well, you know what? It's right there scrolling. It's patreon.com/Uhuru Academy. But you know what? Let me make it a static banner. Let me make it stand still. You know what I'm saying? So you can see that, you know what I'm saying? So you can join our Patreon channel. Let's do it like this. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it like this, because we out here doing this very vital and important work, and we can't do it without our patrons. We can't do it without our community. And we've been out here, and I've been working with young people for over 30 years. But with the Uhuru Academy, y'all, we're in our 13th full school year as an independent African-centered institution of learning. Now, they say most Black-owned businesses don't make it 3 years, right? And so we're here in our 13th, right? And no government grants, no government funding, right? All off the love of Black people, all from the creativity and adaptiveness of our work. We're here. Right. And we're proud to be here and proud to be known and loved and understood for the sincerity in our work. Right. And no, we're not a multi-million-dollar facility. No, we're not as big as we're going to be. We're definitely not as big as the next generation is going to take us, but we have had a huge impact on those that we have been blessed to interact with, those that we've been blessed to touch. We've had a huge impact, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be able to walk into rooms and people consider me one of the thought leaders in the education space. People consider us thought leaders. People consider us nation builders. Man, y'all don't know how proud that makes me. But work still needs to get done. Right. And we welcome the accountability. We welcome the challenge that comes with building an institution of learning. We welcome the challenge of Black excellence. And I pray that you're welcoming that challenge in your life as well. And again, if you want to be attached to something, if you want to cling to something, to support something that has that type of dedication, that type of energy, that type of commitment, then definitely become an Uhuru Academy Patreon. You know, when you go there, it's going to give you all the rules and all the ways that you can show support. I think that you become a patron for as low as $5 a month. You know what I'm saying? And so check it out, y'all. Check it out. Y'all, I had the opportunity to go
Bob, I
to
need host
an excellent.
privileges again.
Hold on. Let me help one of my teachers here. Let me help one of my teachers here at the Uhuru Academy. Give her co-host privileges. There she goes. That's Mama Gabet, who is the leader, the teacher of our Mizizi Shule, right? And that's our K-2 program at the Uhuru Academy. And she does an excellent job. Y'all, we have a virtual experience for kindergarten through second grade that's second to none. Make sure you're visiting the uhuruacademy.com. We are always enrolling. All right. There are no excuses, y'all. There are no excuses. It's time to liberate our children from the school systems that don't feed them, that's not responsive to them, right? That they don't hesitate to criminalize our children. You know what I'm saying? But then when it comes to investing in our children, there are all these questions. It's all these hesitation. It's all this fear. You know what I'm saying? Well, oh, my sister Saida, how you doing this morning? Beautiful sister, powerful warrior in the building this morning. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's an honor. It's an honor to have you here in our presence. Oh man, we go way back. We go way back to the people's lunch counter. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. You know, just to see people and to see people continue to move in liberating spaces is just an honor to be here and to meet y'all's acquaintance. But let's get into what we're talking about this morning, because I don't have long, but I do have to be strong. And today we're talking about an African proverb, one of my favorite proverbs. Matter of fact, my students are writing about it right now. And that African proverb says, if your only tool is a hammer, then you'll see every problem as a nail. I'm going to say that again. If your only tool is a hammer, you'll see every problem as a nail. Now, let me talk about us first, right? Like what this proverb reminds us is that if you only have one approach, if you have limited tools in your toolkit, if you only have one way of handling things, then you're going to try to morph every problem into something that your one tool can handle. Like if all I have is a tool, but I need a screwdriver, I'm going to try to beat the screw in with the hammer, right? If all I have is a hammer and I got glass, I need to work with glass, I'm probably going to shatter the glass. I don't have the right tools. And if I'm not willing to learn new tools, if I'm not willing to explore and pick up new tools, I'll always be very limited in the work that I'm able to do. As a community, we need to continue to expand our tools in our toolkit when it comes to handling the things that we need to handle. If you're talking about Black economic empowerment, we have to say more than just support a local Black-owned business. That's doing that alone, right, does not create Black economic empowerment, right? Like, for example, when growing the Uhuru Academy, one thing I found early on is that I could not just rely on donations. Oh, I learned that early. Grand Rising, TK. I learned early on that I could not just rely on donations. I couldn't just get up every day and say, donate to the Uhuru Academy, donate to the Uhuru Academy, donate to the Uhuru Academy. If that was the only tool in my toolkit, we wouldn't be here 13 years later. No, I realized that I got to go about this a lot of ways, right? And so not only am I going to raise money by getting donations, I didn't stop doing that, but now, you know what? I have to be innovative. Let me get out here and edit some videos to bring in revenue. Let me get out here and perform my music. And so here comes me and Mom and Koyo and Saida can attest to this, right? Here we are going throughout the community, performing our hip hop live and letting people know about the Uhuru Academy. Then I was like, man, you know what? We're not getting a lot of support because it's just not ingrained in us culturally and spiritually, right? To really support an endeavor like this. We need an institution that supports, that pushes that type of attitude. So we founded the Temple of New African Unity, and we went at it from a spiritual angle, adding to our toolkit, saying, come on, Christian, come on, Black Muslim, come on, Hebrew, let's all come into this one space together. Let's come into this one space together and come together spiritually based on what we have in common. And through that, well, we were pulling students out of there for the Uhuru Academy, because the Uhuru Academy was an institution born out of that attitude, right? And so we realized that we needed more than just saying, donate to the school. We needed more than just, let's get online and shame Black people into supporting you. That's another a method that other people use. And trust me, it's intentional. You can get online and shame Black people by talking about what we don't do, what we don't have, how we're bad to each other, how we don't support each other. That's another way to do it. But I said, man, if you build it through shame, right? If you build it through shame, that's how it's going to end, in shame. Right? You can't shame a people into liberation, right? You can't shame a people into building for themselves. So that can't be your only tool. Let's talk bad about Black people. See, because we're susceptible to criticism about ourselves because we suffer from self-hate. So because we suffer from a measure of self-hate, right? A measure of shame for being black in the first place. It's easy to tap into that because it's there. You're ready to criticize black people. Most of us wake up ready to criticize black people. Some of us, you get up and you can say, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, it is. You can say, man, there are money making opportunities out here. Then you say, well, black folks ain't about nothing. They sure ain't. They jump up then. They sure ain't. Let me tell you. So we wake up ready to talk bad about each other. But if that's the tool that you're using to motivate black people by shaming black people, right? It doesn't work, because what happens is when you start bonding over criticizing black folk, sooner or later, y'all gonna realize that you're criticizing yourself. Yeah, sooner or later, y'all gonna realize that even though you're articulating a criticism towards your own people, you talking about you, right? So I used to always ask folks when they come to Temple, they would come and say, I can't stand these white folks. I can't stand these people. I said, man, I don't care about how you feel about nobody else. How you feel about us? Do you love black folk? What tools do you have in your toolkit to love on us? What tools do you have in your toolkit to impart and tap into the greatness inside of us, the divinity inside of us? Can you overcome that? What tools do you have in your toolkit? Because if all you have is black shame, you're very limited. You're very limited in what you can do, right? If all you have is complaining about white people, you're very limited in what you can do. If all you have is saying stop the violence, that's all you got in your toolkit. You approach the community to say stop the violence, right? But you don't know what to tell the community to start. And you don't know you're playing right into the game of your enemy by characterizing your whole community as violent. And the violent people never come to your rally anyway. I can tell you how many times I've been in a room where it's a stop the violence event or stop the violence program, and all the youth in the room are good kids that are never violent. But you got pigeonholed into using that one tool, because your enemy loves for you to call your child violent. And we get pigeonholed into using that one tool, that one tool in our toolkit, and we wonder why we're ineffective when trying to reach out and create opportunities for our children. If all you have is a hammer, you'll see every problem as a nail. So you got to say, I'm putting a STEM program in the community because we stopping the violence. No, you're putting a STEM program in the community because there are some amazing children in the community who want to embrace STEM. Y'all see the difference? That way you're not sending your children off into the world looking like charity cases. Right? But look at the world at large. We're just following the example of our oppressors. We're just following the examples of the so-called dominant Western society. You see what's going on in the Middle East. You see one group of people bombing another group of people as if you can bomb your way to peace. And European culture has been about using violence to bring peace for centuries. Y'all, violence don't bring peace. When are we gonna decide that this don't work? When are we gonna decide that killing a whole bunch of people don't bring peace? That genocide does not bring peace? When are we gonna decide that? When are we gonna look at that and say, yo, that don't work? That's never going to work. But that's how we've been treated, hasn't it? We know about collective punishment, don't we? We know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, when young brother was falsely accused of being inappropriate with a white woman on an elevator in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the whole community was made to pay for it. Go look up Forsyth County, Georgia, and see what happened there in the early 1900s when a white woman lied again, and a whole community of over 1,000 black people were banished, kicked out of the county, made to leave, given 24 hours to leave their homes, and had to take whatever they could and were marched out and walked out of Forsyth County, Georgia, never to return. Oh, yeah, black folks have been through forced migrations before. We know all about what's going on with Palestinians. We know all about the whole collective punishment philosophy. Matter of fact, some of us kowtow to it. A lot of us, we when we look at each other and say, look, you making all of us look bad. Now you going in there acting like that in front of them white folks, you making all of us look bad because we know about collective punishment, don't we? We feel like when that one black person gets in there, they better behave a certain way or the rest of the black people won't be able to get in there. But when we talk that mentality, right? Because you're dealing with a dominant culture that has one tool. It has one tool that it uses effectively. That's the hammer. And it sees every issue as a nail. It's not about getting to the details. It's not about the mitigating circumstances. It's morph it into something that we can deal with. Make it a war, because that's the only thing we know how to do. That's how we effectively deal with our issues, with violence, with weapons, with capitalism, with exploitation. Because that's the only tool that's in that toolkit. And you see how poorly the job is done. We can't adopt that philosophy. We have to go into our toolkit and use different tools, learn how to master different tools if we're going to improve our situation. Y'all, we can't march and sing "We Shall Overcome" to every problem. Every problem don't require a march, but some of us, the march is the only tool we have in our what? In our toolkit. We've only taught about the civil rights movement. And then we was taught limited space. You were talking about how Martin marched. You wasn't talking about how Martin negotiated with city leaders. You wasn't talking about how Martin was forcing tenement owners to give fair rent. You wasn't taught negotiation. You wasn't taught planning. We wasn't taught organization. So our toolkit is limited. We weren't taught about the genius of the youth of the Black Power movement that created the Republic of New Africa, that created the Black Panther Party for self-defense, the Black Liberation Army. We weren't taught about the tools that they were using, the tools that Chairman Fred Hampton used to create the Real Rainbow Coalition in Chicago at 19, 20 years old. Our toolkit is limited. If all you have is a hammer, you'll see every problem as a nail. And if it's not a nail, you'll treat it like a nail. If it don't require violence, you'll treat it as if it requires violence. If it don't require yelling, you'll treat it as it only requires yelling. I've seen parents yell at their children for the most minute things because they just don't have any other tools in their toolkit, right? That they've learned to utilize to go at their child any other way. And it becomes generational. Learn more tools. Learn how to be a listener, not a yeller. Learn how to speak calm, even under pressure. Learn how to think before you act. Learn how to pray before you worry. It takes practice. It's not easy. You can't be afraid to ask questions. You can't be afraid to explore other opinions. You can't be afraid to explore other ideologies, because that's how you add to your toolkit. When we have temple, I love to see Muslims and Christians sitting next to each other, Hebrews and Rasta sitting next to each other. Y'all talk. You don't have to be afraid of each other. That's not your enemy because that's a black Hebrew. That's not your enemy because that's a black Christian. Y'all may have more in common than you have different. There's certain universal values, right, that y'all have in common, and certain tools that you have in the toolkit that complement each other. But when we start building walls around ourselves, we limit ourselves. All the people with the hammers just want to be with people with the hammers. The people with the screwdriver want to be with the people with the screwdriver. How are we going to build anything? I got seven watching, 7 hearts. That's seven. It's my time. I'm gonna go and let my students take a break. Then I got to teach some math this morning. I got to check out something like what they wrote this morning. Every morning when they get a proverb, they have to write what the proverb means to them. Then they have to create a story with that proverb as the moral of the story. So I'm looking forward to reading what they write. Y'all, The Uhuru Academy is enrolling. I'm looking for some more students. I'm looking for some more students for our online program. So I'm talking to anybody out there that's ready to liberate their children from the public school system and put them into a school that's going to spark and speak to their greatness. We're enrolling right now. Anybody who's homeschooling, but you want a homeschool partner, we're enrolling right now. Go to the uhuruacademy.com. All right, today, go to uhuruacademy.com right now and let people know. And if you're in the Columbia, South Carolina area, then you need to go to uascinternational.org because we have the model institution. The model campus program is in Hopkins, South Carolina. uascinternational.org. Go there today. I'm sorry, I believe it's .com again. Hold up. I believe it's .com because I went over the weekend, and shout out to my sister Iyakiante Infinite, the founder of UASC, Uhuru Academy International.com, you know what I'm saying, or Uhuru Academy International Learning Center here in Columbia, South Carolina. Y'all, I'm talking about agricultural science. Oh man, I'm talking about STEM. I'm talking about the history, kitchen science, field trips every week. A garden, a farm right here on the campus. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing the work that's being done for liberation here at UASC. All right. So definitely go to uascinternational.com, go to uhuruacademy.com. Let's liberate our children from the school system. Let's build our own school systems. We're not in the Uhuru family. We're not just building a school. We're building a system. All right. Hey, y'all have a powerful day. I love you. I don't mind telling you, if you're black, you'll share this. Now, I'm for real. If you're black, you're going to share this video. For real. Now, if Joe Biden can tell Charlemagne what to do in order to be black, I can tell you what to do in order to be black. So if you're black, you're going to share this video, love this video, let everybody know, grab onto this energy. I'm feeding y'all today. Tell them, feed on some of this beautiful black energy today and get out here and make the world greater for our people. I love you. I don't mind telling you, this has been the Morning Bill with Baba Amin. Peace.